All right, so we live. All right, episode number 3 of the Andre After Dark podcast. And I wasn't going to do this episode, but the good Lord put a word in my heart for you ladies. And we're going to have a discussion tonight. It's not going to be long, but we're going to talk about who ghosts who more, men or women. And for the guys real quick, how many times your woman or lack there or who someone you thought was your woman would, hey boo, hey king, and then you look around and it's hey you, and you like, I was just hey boo 2 weeks ago, yesterday. Yeah, I think women definitely ghost men more. And my first guess, we have a beautiful young lady with us tonight. Skin so smooth. Lord Jesus, skin so smooth. That sounds like a CalMade commercial. Skin so smooth says the opposite. So please, Miss Lady Ma'am, you're from the Great North, Canada, right? But also New York City, New York State. Why do you feel men ghost women more than women ghost men?
Because I feel men men don't do closure. Men don't do
Okay.
closure. They just move on.
Okay.
They don't elaborate on why they don't like you. They just move on. There's just something about you that they're not feeling, so they just close the door and move on. Whereas women, I think they dwell on it too long and overanalyze it and wonder.
Right. Right.
Because
So
I've
you
done
don't
that.
so you don't think so you said because men don't do closure. But you don't think so like I told you my premise on other videos, I always said men men can multitask women more than a woman can multitask a man, right? Usually women's attention goes to that guy that she feels supersedes the rest. A man can say, good night, skin so smooth, speak to you tomorrow, switch screen. Good night, Christina, speak to you tomorrow, switch screen. Good night, Gertrude, switch screen. And go to bed like this. A
Right.
woman can't do that. A woman can't do that.
Well, I've got some girls that
Okay, who
me,
you got?
I always say that they act like men because they have that attitude. But I just don't. But they have that attitude, to be like, oh yeah, he was this, he's that. But I don't care because now I got homeboy and the next one and the next one. So
So, so you, how can I say? You feel that, okay. Do you think if, okay, so how many girls are these girls that you have that are able to do it that easily?
how many do I
Yeah.
know like that?
Yeah.
Ooh, God. um, in my tight circle, I'm gonna say there's about three or four.
3 or 4. It's
Uh-huh.
okay. So you know about maybe 3 out of the 20 women in this world that can ghost men at a drop of a dime, right?
Oh yeah,
Now
yeah. Hmm.
let me ask this question to you, right? Do you think it's because of them having some type of, because to me, if a woman who does that, they're not normal. They have,
Oh, breaking up. Sounds like I lost the signal.
the guy. Now you can give attention to some guys or a few guys, but the guy gets the attention. It's always that one guy that might say, "Yo, girl, what you wearing?" It's like 3:30 a.m. in the morning. I was thinking, you still got those cookies left over you baked 2 weeks ago. They got the little fuzz on it. Just add that with a little bit of milk and vagina, and you be like, "Okay, I'll just wash out, right?" And then there's some guys that
Mm,
text you 3 in the morning, and you look at your phone, you be like, "This nigga." I'm going and just go right back to sleep.
Well, I think it depends on where you are in your life because you get to the point where you just don't give a damn who it is. If that's not what you want anymore, that's not what you want.
You did the female shuffle, but I love that. I love the dance around that.
Us too.
Hold on 1 second. We're gonna ask my man Chris real quick. Come in, Chris. You from one of my favorite cities of Ace Town already. Uh, Let me ask you a question, Chris. Now, mind you, Ace Town is full of single women, right?
Hmm.
Who do you think goes who more, men or women?
Women, easily,
Hmm.
easily. I
Easily,
done
right?
heard, yeah, I done heard more stories about women ghosting men than men ghosting women. Because normally we don't ghost unless we don't really like you like that,
Mm-hmm.
not even on a physical level. So if we even like you on a physical level, we showing up, just to
Exactly. Exactly,
accomplish the
Chris.
goal. So
Mm.
Exactly, Chris. Look, if we can have Skin So Smooth right now, live on camera, make a booty call, that guy will be there before she hangs up the phone,
that's a fact.
right? Whereas with a woman, the moon got to be out, the wind got to be blowing, the earth got to be on this perfect 23 and the third degree tilt from the sun, and Teddy Pendergrass got to play, and just her bubble bath got to be right, and all this crazy. We don't. Come on, we don't need all that, man.
Real talk.
Like, I don't know.
It's just it doesn't benefit us to necessarily
And it's
go.
never, it's never been me, and I'm not saying that to how can I say? I'm not saying that to not to play the victim or not play the victim, right? But what I'm saying is, even when I was a simp, right? I wasn't a simp like a thirsty simp. I mean, obviously now that I'm older, I know women do not like the simp until they get about 52 years old and they want a picket fence and a Range Rover driven by a horse. But um, the one thing I learned when I was a simp is like a woman could go from one extreme to the other at a drop of a quarter, right? Not even at a drop of a dime, a drop of a quarter. Um, I remember, I'm trying to think of a real good one. I'll just give you a usual scenario. And I've said this before. You could take a woman on a date and it's like, you could take her to the movies and it's like, you think you have a great time, right? And then she's talking to you, and then she might even send you pictures and text you every day. And then it's Hey King, right? And then Hey King turns to Hey My Everything. And then My Everything like Hey Boo. And then it's like 1 week you just text her, what's good, Ma? Hey you. And you like, you get gas in your stomach. You're like, what? Hey you. Right? It's just like, what just happened? And what just happened is you just been replaced. And when you do your homework,
Actually,
say it again.
you wasn't replaced. You were one of many at that moment. Anyway,
Yes.
Well, my sister LaDawn Mellow Moon Child, I totally disagree.
no,
I think that someone climbed the mountain a little bit higher than I did, and then right, she went from Andre was my king to Andre was a thing. Right now
yeah,
is
but
now
that's
somebody else.
because she was
Okay,
already entertaining somebody else while she was entertaining you.
so you're
So
basically saying women are out here in these streets, like we've been
yeah, they
saying.
are. Because I'm
Okay,
not gonna. I'm gonna put myself out on Front Street.
okay,
Okay.
go put yourself out
So
on Front Street, girl.
look, just don't remind me I was on Front Street because I know how that
Listen,
works.
if you got a little Lori Harvey in you, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that crazy. But when I first like I don't know if I had ever told you before, but I was in a relationship for almost 22 years.
Okay,
So when I decided that that was it for me, I'm moving on.
okay,
After about a year and a half of getting back to me and loving myself and all that good stuff,
right,
I entered into the dating pool.
okay,
And when you enter into the dating pool, of course you put yourself out there, but like you get a lot of people hitting you up,
Right.
right?
You were number
So
collecting. You would collect the numbers.
yeah, something like that. But I
Okay.
tell people off the rip, hey, just want to get to know you, like talk as your friend,
Right.
nothing more than that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there were just other guys that I prefer to talk to because their conversation was more stimulating. Or
Pin that. Pin that. Pin that. Skin so smooth. Skin so smooth. Didn't we just say that?
Yes, I did
Right.
say that.
So you just proved my point, Mellow Moon, LaDawn, Sweet Queen, Mother Earth, that
Yes.
women cannot multitask more than one man. Y'all can kind of like converse with one more than one, and y'all can go. Obviously, most women are not going to turn out a date, even from the guy that they're not attracted to, especially if it's free. You know, my dad used to say, if it's free, give me three. But the thing is, when it's that attention, when it's that moment, right? It
right,
goes to the guy that really checks off of your boxes. You know what I'm saying?
right, right, or
And see,
one that shows more, like let's say consistency.
Hmm.
consistent. Listen, but consistency. Let me show you something, and both of y'all can chime in after I finish this statement. Consistency from the man you like is glorious. Consistency from the man that's like, is stalking to y'all.
I wouldn't say stalking. No,
What is it?
I
it's
wouldn't
annoying.
you know what? I wouldn't even. Yeah, she right.
It's annoying.
I was gonna be like, no, it's not really. Yeah, it is annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
stalking. You could just say it. It's
but one thing,
harassment. It's harassment.
No, it's
one
not
thing
that.
about me though is I would
Okay.
say to that person, look, you cool and all, but I don't see us going any further than where we at. That's just how I am.
Right.
See,
Now. I can't
Hey,
speak to other people.
skin so smooth, not to cut my sister LaDawn off, right? So when we did one show, we asked her, like, what does a guy, I said, if a guy, just comes to you, man, and, he's just, he's in desperate need of some vagina. And tell her what you said. What does a man have to do to have an opportunity to get your vagina, Miss
He he
Melamone?
has to he has to we have to have some kind of connection
Right. But use
mentally.
exactly what you said, right? You said what? Stimulate your mind, right?
Yeah, he has to stimulate my mind.
Right. So for
hmm
that's,
Because
I'm gonna give you Morse code. So for layman's terms, for us uneducated Negroes, you have to lie to her. So I'm so my point is this: different strokes for different folks.
oh God.
We got one woman that her mind have to be stimulated, and we got one woman who basically, listen, can you converse with me? Can you be consistent if I like you? Because if I don't like you, then it's harassment.
Yeah.
And then you got to be a multitude of things, right? And so Chris can attest to this, what I'm about to say, and this is why we know women will ghost a man first, because they have all these little boxes that they check. Man boxes, look, does she have two? Can she walk to give me the vagina? Right? Like I
But it
know
all
men,
centers
I know
around the
men,
vagina for them
I know
guys.
men who will push a woman in a wheelchair face down on the bed.
Sure will, me too.
Damn.
Midgets and
Damn.
everything. They do it. They don't got no. It ain't
Damn.
nothing they gonna pass up.
Right.
If they getting
So,
it, they taking it.
and okay, so here's a good quick question for both of you ladies, right? When you go from hey boo to hey you, do y'all immediately erase his number out your phone?
No,
No, nope. Mm-mm.
Okay, so y'all don't, do y'all block it?
Nope.
no. Still,
I
Okay.
I was
changed. I
Keep it on
depending.
the
changed the name.
side for a rainy day.
Nope.
No,
No.
depending on how the brother came come at me, and yeah, especially after I tell him that this is not gonna go that far. But if we had a good conversation, and you still cool, we could still you could still call me. We could still kick it over the phone. But if you only after the VJJ, then you probably get blocked.
So that's all.
If
That's
I
all
know
it's
that,
for. It's for just for conversation.
That's
That's
it.
it.
that's it.
That's it,
That's
bro.
Oh.
Food
If
and
that
beverage.
brother stays, if he stays and accept that,
maybe food. I'm saying just beverage. I'm saying.
if he stays and
Mm-mm.
accept that, he, he's weak. I'm sorry. because he wants you in a different way, and you don't want him that way. So why
Mhm.
would he, continue to converse with you as a friend when he want initially more than friends? It makes no sense.
Can I tell you that a lot of the brothers that I've come across in my life,
Hmm.
and this is just me speaking on my, they always tell me, I feel like I could talk to you about anything. I'm still gonna keep your number. And they do. Some of them will hit me up
Okay.
at 2 o'clock in the morning telling me about an issue they having on a date that they on probably just got off of. So it kind of, I don't think I've ever, the only time I ever had a really like crazy issue with a dude was when a dude kept sending me pics of his manhood. And I kept telling him, I was like, look, I'm not into that. Don't do that. I'm not
Mhm.
sending you nothing. So don't expect nothing from me.
Hmm.
And I would get these pictures from different random dudes all the time. And as soon as you send me a pic like that, it's a wrap. I'm
Yep.
automatically blocking you. But what I ended up doing to this dude, because he just was, he just irked my nerve. So what I ended up doing was taking another dude's dick pic and sending it back to him because he kept begging me for a pic. So I was like, here's your pic. He was like, you crazy. You're a crazy B. I was like, call me what you want, but I kept telling you to stop doing that and stop asking me. You wasn't gonna get it, but since you wanted it so bad, there you go. Now you can tell
Mhm.
everybody you talk to a chick with a.
Oh, that's wow.
Yeah,
Oh my.
you should be an absolute shame to yourself.
I think it's great. I think
She
it's
said,
a
I think it's
great
great.
idea.
Of course
I
you
think
do.
it's great.
Of course you do. I mean,
So
the that's the line of demarcation though. Who y'all have interest in and who y'all don't, because the guy that you have interest in, and let me ask, this is a real good question. I just thought of this real quick, and I want you to answer this. Skin so smooth. You ever notice the guys y'all don't like are the most persistent?
oh my God.
Yes,
So
very
true.
much so.
Well, because it's like
Mm.
the law of attraction, right? It's law of attraction. You don't want
Right,
that, and it's
right,
coming to you. It's
right.
gonna come to you, and it's gonna keep coming to you.
Right, and that's just this is why more women should adopt my ideology of handing out charity vagina, because some guys just need it, and some guys, if you do it, you would change their life. They would be forever in debt to you. They'll probably never speak to you again. They'll probably like come over and bake cookies for you and just leave you and mow your lawn.
Oh,
See,
oh wow.
there's a study out about the movie that came out, but is really reality for most men now because of the way culture in this country has shifted with what's called the modern woman, right? So there's a study showing that a lot of late 30 to 40, all the way up to like 52-year-old men are literally dying virgins, are literally giving up on actually being able to make love to a woman because either they don't have enough money, they feel like they're not on a certain standard that women have created now because of social media, right? Because now women can look at social media and look at their idol and feel like my vagina belongs to Michael B. Jordan, even though you wouldn't meet Michael B. Jordan if you live next door to him, right? Women have this thing where everything is at eye sight, but not at arm's reach. So it's like I'm saving myself for Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm saving myself for Michael B. Jordan. I'm saving myself for any of these other actors and socialites. But you really don't have access. And then the normal guy, it's like this. Like I always tell Christina that's on the show. She talks all this stuff about her rules and regulations. I said, if Michael B. Jordan cars break down in front of your house, she's like, oh, Andre, my drawers is just falling off. I said, exactly. Like, what are we talking about, right? So the garbage man can't tell you have a nice day, but Michael B. Jordan could drive past and give you the middle finger and it'll arouse you, right? It's just like the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life, right? And that's the thing, we have to be cognizant, of these things and kind of like, me, even when I was even now, I don't ghost a woman, right? Unless she, well, I ain't. Even when I was a
Hmm.
simp, no, I had to like kind of rethink that because I'm the type of person now. First, I'm the type of person now. I'm in my purpose. Like any person that knows me, like I'm focused on getting to this paper, Number one, get into this paper. Number two, and number three, follows rules 1 and 2. I'm not going to be distracted or deterred from what I have to do, because a lot of times, especially when I was in like the dating market, right? Women would say to me, you know, what they would say to me, Andre, you always busy. And I'd be like, would you date me if I was homeless? No. I said, then what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? And it's like that sometimes. Like, we have to be able to, see these things. I like I said, I just think women lose interest faster than men. You know what I'm saying? But Chris, would you got anything to say about that?
I do. I
Well,
don't think that.
you go on ahead after Chris
ahead.
put in pop.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. No, you go. No, you go ahead. Ladies first, baby.
So I feel like it's not a fact that we lose interest quick. I think it's more so about the connection you have with somebody. And if you're not connecting on that level with someone, then what's the purpose? You already know where that's going to head to. So why drag it out?
Yeah.
Well, the man is going to drag it out until he get the Panadraws, man.
Exactly. So, and that's all y'all about. Getting them panty draws.
Well, that's kind of like, listen, I think one thing we have to get back into is science, right? Men, this is male and female, but human nature, eat, sleep, right? You relieve your defecate or urinate, right? And sex. For example, hypothetically speaking, right? I'm on a date with Skin So Smooth or LaDawn, right? And I'm attracted to, and I'm just using you both so y'all won't be left out of this scenario.
One of his many 5 wives.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I am here. I am a man of God. So I'm on a date with y'all, and so I'm just saying one at a time. Obviously not both of you. I ain't at that level yet. And okay, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm very disciplined, very demure, very reserved. And you say you damn right. And you said to me, let's say Skin So Smooth says, Andre, I don't care what I wear and how I look, there will be no vagina, right? And that's fine. And I concede to that rule. But we go out and I see her and I'm attracted to her. And she got on like a skirt about 2 inches below the thing. And legs is out and bosom is looking good. She got the oil is, her skin looking smooth, look like fresh leather off a Gucci bag, right? And even though I know she said there will be no physical stimulation, what's going to happen? I'm going to rise to the 12th floor, or in my case, the 2nd floor, but I'm going to get aroused, right? Why is that? Because that's science, right? It is literally what I saw something I was attracted to, and I went like a dog, right? Like exactly. Say it again, Chris.
Pheromones.
Get a Lord a hand clap. So that's what I'm telling you, right? That doesn't, but see, this is why religion is kind of like crazy, because in religion that's called lust.
Right.
And it's like, I'm not lusting. This woman just looks good. You understand where I'm coming from? And it goes back to what I just said about, you said that's all men want. Yeah. Listen, ladies, y'all better be lucky that y'all are lucky that vagina is not sold at like supermarkets.
Right.
It is though.
Because if they had a vagina, like if we could go to aisle 6, and get either shaved or hairy or mute or talk back, or we would literally, me and Chris would play ball all day and be like, man, I just bought me a 6-pack of vagina, man, I'm going to the crib.
They got it though.
Yeah, but that's weird. Let me tell you why that's weird. First of all, I'm not a sexual deviant, so I know y'all not gonna believe this. I don't watch porn, and I'm really not. I'm not a sexual deviant. I don't watch porn, and I don't physically stimulate myself. I don't. Because a hand will never feel like a woman. But the point I'm making is, I'm not a sexual deviant, but when I was in Toronto the last time I was in Toronto, they got this store called Stag Shop, and yo, you should see how many men come out of that shop with like the plastic vaginas, and I feel
That's
bad for them.
crazy.
Like I feel like I want to go back to my Christian days and put healing oil on their head, man, because I pray for them. Like, yo, are you okay?
Well,
Like,
it's like we in a lose-lose situation. Like, if we not good at sex, we ain't getting no women. If we want sex, we not getting them either. Cause they be like, you ain't getting none. It's like right out the gate.
there
I'm
you
like,
go.
damn. Like, don't you know that in order to procreate, this is how you create longevity for yourself. Because once you die, that's it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have anybody to push anything for. We don't have any legacy or family
Yep,
to push that
yep.
for. So
So
we
can I
do that.
ask a question? So is that the main y'all going in for the creation part of it?
I'm not. You know me. Kids are the number one killer of black men in America.
I
But
mean,
I
it's for the
understand what
feeling
Chris is
too.
saying.
It's
I
for the
understand what
feeling
Chris
too.
is saying.
It's for the feeling too, because obviously, sex is good. If it's good, yeah, yeah, it's good. But once you get to that stage, if you want to be in that stage, because you can be
Right,
like,
because everybody's not procreation material, or
yeah,
shall I say that? Well, they
yeah,
are that material, but you know what I mean. If you're
I
gonna
agree.
stick,
yeah,
you got to be with them. You got to, consider the fact that this is gonna be a lifetime thing because you're gonna
right.
create something that's
I,
gonna
I
create
totally
that
agree.
situation.
I
I
like how
totally
Kevin
So
agree.
Samuels used the animals to describe,
You
what
have
kind of
to.
level you at.
And
So
you
the
have to
tiger and the lion.
but you have to, Chris, because that's who we are ultimately. I always, if you notice what I do, especially even when we talk about stock or we talk about just anything, I break it down to our animalistic ways,
Fact.
right?
Yeah.
We, this is why in psychology, we're compared to dogs. Why? Men are more loyal. Women are like cats. They are. There's nothing wrong with it, but women are self-interested creatures. You
Mhm.
will never, I'm not saying never, but you will see a million people walk a million dogs before you see 20 people walk 20 cats, right?
That's a fact.
Cats cannot be tamed like that. Women are cats. They are not.
I agree.
This is
I
this is
agree with
this is what I would say to you, and I this is what I always say when women deny that, right? Why they compare? Okay, if you have a dog and you fall or something, let's just say you have a mini stroke and let's just say you faint. You're gonna wake up and that dog is gonna be licking you or going trying to figure out like what is
What's
wrong
wrong?
with you. Fall in
Yeah.
front of a cat and see what happened.
He's gonna sit on your back and lick his
That cat is
paw.
gonna look at you like, well, ain't call me for dinner yet. Like, I don't know what's going on.
That
Yeah,
cat gonna
man.
sit on your back and lift that leg up and begin to lick. And
And that's a fact, right? Because, and this is why, because cats are, what cats do is they adapt to their environment where dogs are opposed of their environment, right?
I don't
That's why
think
you're
that,
not supposed to have a husky in the summer, right? You're really not supposed to have a husky in hot temperature, but now you see husky is the dog to buy right now. So even where I'm at, where it's like 90,000 degrees up here, I see people having to feed these huskies these ice cubes so they won't faint. But the fact that the dog has made this connection, like, yo, I'm in a climate that's really not, I'm not really not supposed to be in. They survive in it. You know what I'm saying?
but Dre, I don't think that we think we consider men dogs and their loyalty. I think the loyalty part of the dog is gone from the
Right.
man.
I think what happened was though, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Y'all are comparing you're using the dog connotation because of
Always
the fact that
sniffing
a
up every
dog,
skirt.
right, exactly,
Would do
right.
anything.
Right, but
Hmm.
listen, in the famous words and prophet of Mrs. Garrett,
Oh,
you
God.
take the good, you take the bad, you take them both,
Oh
and
my
there you
God.
have the facts of life. Listen, yeah, we're loyal, but we might sniff up another tree now and again. It doesn't mean I don't like you. Like, oh, come
Hold
on,
on,
man.
but then I also gotta say, but there's a time you gotta go and show you growing. Now you know about the facts
There
of
you
life.
go. There you
So
go.
at the
There you
same
go.
point in
So
time.
once you grow up, you're gonna realize it's my responsibility to one time again sniff up another tree to come home and be a better man for you. That's just like how it works.
Men, I think men are like lions because
Mm.
the male lion has all loves all the lioness, But the lioness only loves the one man.
Ooh, this woman is doing the
Mm,
Lord's
talk
work.
about it. But that's facts.
We got to
Yeah.
take up a collection. The only reason why I don't like the lion archetype is not because of that. It's because the lion is an anomaly where one, it's been given a title that is not really, because a Bengal tiger is more of an apex predator than a lion will ever be. And then two, female lions do all the hunting. Female lions
Mm,
is actually the protector. The male lion just sits in the pride in its majesty, right? Like
And
it's just kind
also
of
very
weird to
submissive.
watch the male lion in comparison to the male tiger, who's like a loner, and everything the tiger that it consumes, it gets, right? And it doesn't like have like remorse, right? Where like male lions can kind of like get beat up by another male lion, then he takes all this, it's kind of like hard to watch lions sometimes because like I prefer to be the tiger. Even if I'm alone, I know when it's time to mate, I'm the apex predator. I can go get the female that I need to carry on my lineage and still be alone and still be able to watch the game and not have her tell me why she hates her co-workers and stuff like that.
I swear.
I,
I swear.
Oh
You
my
are
God.
too much. You need a hug and an intervention. You know that, right?
Listen, LaDawn, listen, I know y'all not used to like the truth. I get that, but
I
it's
love
it,
the truth.
the
I'd
thing
rather hear the
is
truth.
that
I do too. I
the
do
thing
too.
is, I've came back from the past to say black people. I'm literally the female Terminator, right? Y'all have been running rampant for like a while now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
gosh.
and and I'm here to put this to an end. Like I was telling Skin So Smooth earlier. If you look at my Facebook live videos before, first of all, I'm a shy person. I'm not a in your face type person because I'm always in my thoughts, right? I'm always thinking. So,
Me too. Me
and
too.
so I'm not a in your face person. But if you go back to 2016, 2017, way before this so-called Manosphere, way before the red pill, way before I was saying this stuff then. Like it came to me. Like it really came to me, right? That it's really not us. And listen, okay. I have no problem with female nature because I have no problem with male nature. And I think once we are more in tune with both natures, like you heard me say the last time you was on the show, LaDawn,
I agree
is
with
how
that.
is how we is how we learn from each other. You understand where I'm coming
Right.
from?
Right.
I
I
understand
completely
that
agree with you.
all women just wants to be hugged when they right and smacked when they wrong. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with showing you love both ways, right? Correction and affection. You know, but sometimes men just get carried away. Just
Oh
one smack is
God.
good enough. You ain't got to blacken her eyes every night.
I'm
I'm just playing
signing
with
you
you.
for
Mm,
No,
that intervention today. We need that intervention right now. Y'all
mm.
down with the
no,
intervention?
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
playing.
let's
No,
start
I'm
it.
just playing with you. But the
Um,
the the gist of what I'm saying is like, yeah, once we learn each other, and that's why I learned that
right,
women ghost men more. That's just
Mm.
y'all
right.
behavior. Y'all are the
I
cats.
don't. I don't.
But real
Well, we
talk, I have
understand that
learned a
Skin
lot.
So Smooth is one of the 8 women on this earth that don't.
I
But
just
for the
don't.
other ones,
I'll
they
tell
do.
them. There's no
I
reason
do.
for me to
Depending,
ghost
it
someone when
depends.
I
Like I
can
said,
tell them.
depends.
I,
It
I
Yeah,
depends.
you
put them.
listen. Yeah,
I
y'all
put
ain't
them in
gonna
my
come.
phone. I don't block people. I put them in my phone as a different name, like this one man that liked
Right,
me, and I didn't like him because of he lied right away.
right.
So I knew he wasn't shit. So I said I put him in my phone as yuck, do not answer. So he always came up,
yeah,
and that's what it said. Yuck, do
Yuck,
not
do not
answer.
answer.
Yeah,
yeah.
he was terrible.
So,
Yeah.
So let me
Mm,
ask you a question then, right? Let me ask you a question. This is kind of off the topic, but me and LaDawn talked about this before. Chris heard me say this before. So I'm gonna ask you, Skin So Smooth. The guy that you said, yuck, don't answer, right? Is because he
Hmm.
lied. But was you physically attracted to him?
Nope.
You wasn't physically attracted to him. So
Nope.
you gave him a shot, even though you wasn't physically attracted to him, and he still lied.
Yes.
Okay, then I have no problem with that. Because what I was gonna say is like, yeah, like, does the tiger tell the antelope he's waiting in the grass to attack, or does he just attack? Sometimes we gotta lie to you to get the vagina to show you how good we are as a man. Because if we don't, if we tell you the truth.
You know what? You know what? You are not the first guy I heard say that. I hear,
Mhm.
and because I have a
Mhm.
lot of male friends as well as cousins, I
Right,
got
Mhm.
brothers. So
right,
like I
Yeah.
talk a lot to them to try, like you say, trying to understand
right,
the
Right.
opposite sex.
right,
And you are not the first. My brother actually said that. He said sometimes you gotta, tell some not so real stuff to get to a point where you can actually show somebody something. And then that
right,
way they're not looking at what you saying to them, they're looking at how you do.
right, right,
And he said, I believe that's more important is if I show you who I am
right,
other than tell
right,
you who I am.
Yep.
So
right. Do you
my
understand
brother
that?
did say that to me.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Help out your
But it's
fellow man. Lend him a
but
helping hand.
it depends. It's certain things you just don't have to lie about though.
Right.
And the first
Well,
one is
listen, we ain't
if
gotta
you
lie
just want
about
the
everything.
JJ, just
Right.
say it.
No, we can't
Period.
say that. We can't say that. But
Y'all
like we don't
can
have to lie
really.
about everything. Like we ain't gotta lie about the time. If you ask me the time, I'm gonna tell you 6:30. I ain't gotta lie about that. But if mine about trying to get you a JJ, no, we gotta lie about that. That's not.
No,
That's
you
not.
really, but to be honest, you really don't, because there's a lot of females that they feeling you. They
But they
that's
don't want
like,
a lot of
nah,
females. It may be your turn to get lied to get your vagina. You gotta feel blessed. It's your you've been
Oh.
chosen for this one.
But
So
okay,
you
but
have to understand that. Okay, go. I'm sorry, skin so smooth. Go ahead.
okay, but we already know the minute you walk in the room, we already know. Okay, yep, he can have it. Nope, he can't. Nope,
That,
he
ooh,
can have
say
it.
please. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna mute my
that's
mic. Everybody
that's
mute their mic, but skin so smooth. Say it again. Say it again,
wait.
mom.
I already know the minute he walks in the room. He can have it. He can't. He can. He can't. Yep, I already know right away. Within
Men,
seconds.
this
Within
is
seconds.
men. This is
Real
tantamount.
shit. All right.
This is the most tantamount rule for understanding women.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fact.
They choose you from when they see you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And number two, men, if a woman, I always tell men, because of social media and that where we at in social media age, understand that you have a better chance of talking yourself out of vagina than talking yourself into it. Because if she's already starting the conversation, she already sees a reason to give it to you. Be wary of your words. You know,
Real
Under,
talk. That's true.
understand
Yeah.
that she chose you enough to see, like you say, she saw you at a listen, especially at a grocery store. If a woman come up and talk to you at a grocery store, she definitely trying to find out what aisle anything is, right? Because she knows you from
Mm-hmm.
Adam Cat. So she's definitely choosing. So I'm glad a woman was transparent enough to say that, because when I say that to men, they just act like I'm speaking out my backside, and I'm like, listen, bro, I'm telling you,
That's
and
true.
Yep.
listen,
Very true.
as a mediocre looking man, I know that every woman is not gonna like me. I'm an average guy. If I was on a report card, I'd be like a C minus. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, listen, some women have taste. This I've said this before. Mello Ladon didn't hear me say this, but I think Chris heard me say this. I don't know if Skin So Smooth heard me, but I've started to realize something. I think, yeah, Chris did hear me say this, but if you put 10 men in a room with a woman, she'll be there for 2 minutes because she's going to find something in a drop of a second on one of those 10 men that, oh, look at his shoestrings. Oh, he got Jordans. He's mine, girl. He got the Jordan. Oh, he got that good hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you put 10 women in a room with one man, he going to be there for 2 weeks because he going to want all of them.
Yep.
Yep.
Can the Lord get a hand clap on that? I'm telling you,
All
bro.
of them.
That's a
Yep.
fact.
Yep.
Uh,
That's a fact, man.
and
Yep.
I think we come to that conclusion. Well, I came to that conclusion now having this conversation with y'all that it really is the woman, and I think Skin So Soft said this when I first got on, that it really is a woman we just want one man to be loyal to, and you guys just take whatever if it's gonna give it to you.
Did you just say we want? Y'all just want one man.
Yeah, we do. We just want one man.
Oh Lord
We
Jesus,
We
help
do.
me,
just we
Father.
I do.
do. We
I
Hold
do.
on,
do.
hold on. We're gonna read this question. Someone asks why most women ghost men without giving us a reason. Oh, that's easy, because they're cats. They don't care. Women are self-interested creatures. They do listen. You know the beautiful thing about women, like men are usually a even wavelength, right? Especially if you have a normal guy. A normal guy, especially, and this is why the good guy loses in most relationships, because us good guys are consistent and it's almost like the same wavelength. Whereas the toxic guy, he's gonna come home, he'll hug you one day and then come home and smack you, and then he'll come home and run your bath water, and the next day he'll throw a toaster in your bathtub. Whereas the regular guy is always high skin, so smooth. How was your day? How was work? Are you good? Did you eat? And he's probably gonna say the same thing every day.
Boring
But
never wins, man.
exactly.
Boring.
But so to answer your question, they do that because they're polar. They live in polars. They're either super hot or super cold. So a woman can really go from like loving the heck out of you to like not even liking you, and then you just
But it
like
depends on their actions, though.
absolutely not. Women are cats. But I will say that that's so they could do that. They could listen. Let me tell y'all something, and only the real will agree with this. And I'm talking about women. Let me tell y'all something. A woman could lay with a man tonight and they making love and, oh, I love you, baby. I love you. And then wake up the next morning and look at this nigga, be like, do I like
It
this nigga?
was it was he did. It was something he did.
And that proves to
Yeah.
you why
Telling
they
you.
do that, bro.
It was something he did. If we
Or
looking at you crazy after the fact, then it's something that happened.
or you
He could have.
created something to make you think what you thinking at that moment.
Ooh, Chris, they ain't ready for that truth, brother. They ain't ready. Oh, Lord,
Nine times
Jesus.
So
out of
what,
ten, like I said yesterday, you know, the many of options that you can choose from now, you don't ever have to really be committed. You can always be thinking of, well, he looked like he doing well. Let me see, let me hit him up. Bro, it's crazy how my sister, she talks about, that hand jab, right? Is like out on a date like 7 days a week. And then she runs into some of the guys. She on a date with one guy that she went on a date with another guy, seen them at the same spot, and it's like hunky dory. I'm like, bro, what? This is weird. I don't get this.
Mm.
It's like a kid in a candy store. Like they gonna put their hand over here, over there, and naturally, we kind of do that. You know what I'm saying? We like testing, the water like that. But the women is doing it now, and
Yeah.
it's all
yeah,
good.
yeah. I think that is definitely a yeah, we dating.
That's
We
it.
going we
That's it.
dating. So we looking at this guy, that guy, and
Yep, yep,
figuring out
yep,
which one is
yep,
is
yep.
Too
it for
many
us.
options. Too many options. The women
Yeah.
these days.
So
There's just
LaDon, how
way
many
too
men
many
you
options.
ghosted this week?
None. I
Okay.
didn't ghost anybody this not
Okay.
this week anyway.
Okay.
Mm.
No, I'm kind of I think I found what I want.
Okay. Lord Jesus. You
Um,
found a good liar. So what did he enlighten you about that he
yeah, pretty much. I did. I did.
that's good.
Um,
Listen, there's a liar out there for all you ladies. Trust me. There's a liar out there for all of you. Trust me. That's
there's it depends on like how can I put this? He he might be
listen,
lying. No, the way he might. Now that I think about it, he might be lying
he's
because it's
supposed
a
to. But
little.
listen, you know that when y'all get married, when y'all get married, I'm singing cookies and vagina at y'all wedding. You know that, right? You know I'm busting cookies and vagina out, right?
Yo.
No, I got no. I got something for you for your wedding, right? You ready? This is from him to you, right? I'm gonna look in the crowd, at the reception, and I'm like, this is for LaDawn and her husband, but this is really for her husband talking to the rest of you niggas. Here you go. I thought you knew. I thought you know. You better keep your hands off my hoe. Oh, that's gonna be my R&B song. I'm gonna sing at y'all recession. We're gonna sing "Hands Off My Hoe" for the people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Whether
right.
rain, whether snow, know, you better keep your hand. Hold on, let me turn this mic up. Let me see if I get the little
Oh,
boom. I thought you
Yo.
knew. I thought you know. You better keep your hands off my hoe.
Stupid.
and then he gonna drop the mic and say, "Suck the chocolate,"
That's
and
it.
walk out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure Dre is at my wedding. I
Yo,
need.
I can't. I hope I am, because I'm gonna be like, yo, I remember when he first was lying to you, girl. Now look at y'all, married.
I can't. I
I
can't
remember,
with
I
you.
remember when y'all first got together. When you first said that good lie to you, boy. He act like your cooking's good, and look at you, y'all married. Look at God. Now let me ask you a question, Ladon.
Oh,
So was this guy consistent with you, and he just slowly chipped away at the wall that was there, or like
yeah,
how
he
did he?
did. He actually did because when I first got with him, I told him straight. It was like I just want to get to know you. Like I'm not. I didn't even want a relationship. Like I just want to get to know you. Let's chill. Let's build. Get to know each other mentally and all that good stuff. But then he did. He was like, the more things kept going, he was like, I'm really feeling you. I think you'd be good in my life and you elevate me and blah blah blah.
Oh wow,
And it
elevating.
took,
Oh wow.
yeah, because it's like I helped him to begin to think about starting his own business. Now he's in
Okay,
school,
okay.
and it was just things like he just felt like he didn't have that support. And he's like, you always uplift me. You
Oh,
never
look
had
at that.
anything negative to say.
So
So
sweet.
Help
That's
out your
awesome. I
fellow
love
man.
it.
Give him a helping hand. Put a
Hey, shut
little
up.
love in your
Jay,
I can't.
what the hell?
That's so
Yo,
funny.
she said, "Listen, so you motivated this man. You got him
I
off his,
love that.
you got him off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I
listen,
tell him that, I wanna have love for you whether or not, like, I gotta have, like, even if we're not a
together.
couple, I still want to
Hmm.
see you succeed as a person
Right.
because I like you as an individual.
Right.
Like, I want to
Hmm.
see you doing great. But if we doing great together, then that's just the extra bonus.
Yep.
That's beautiful. That's
It
actually
really is.
beautiful.
It
Yeah.
That's
really is.
actually
That's what it's
beautiful.
all about.
You need to put
Yeah.
some you need to put some extra $150 in his account for some Hennessy and Jordans too. You know what I'm saying? So he can go out. He
Oh
can
my
go out in the world and
God.
be a real man.
Oh, goodness. You need a hug. I
But that's
swear.
Yes.
dope, though. I love to hear stuff like that. Look, the reason why I like to hear stuff like that, I think with women and all these demands that y'all have, I think it's good to make concessions to say, listen, bro, I just want to see you win. Because, a man who is not a man is not a man. And I know that sounds funny, but a man who's
You
not in
know
his
it's
purpose,
real.
a man who's not in his purpose, if he doesn't feel accomplished, if he doesn't feel substantiated in this country, like, how can he actually be a good husband to you? You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right.
That man
You're
might
right.
come home and give you a tune up every night, and you don't want that.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Who don't want that?
That man
What?
might come home and stomp
Mm.
your ears together every night because he doesn't feel.
Look.
The worst thing, especially with other men, the worst thing as a man to do is work with a man that you could tell at his own home he's kind of like subjected, and he's not really like felt like he doesn't feel masculine. That projects around other men so bad. They always try to like show off. Everything becomes a pissing contest. Then they try to punk people. It's like, bro,
Right.
I tell men that all the time, like, bro, if you like that, something ain't right at your home, bro. Because with men, there's always a threat of violence. So you wouldn't just be talking to other men like that 24/7.
Right.
That's
That's
not
right.
warranted. You
Mm.
understand? It's like, come
Completely
on,
agree with
man.
you.
Like,
I agree.
like,
I
you
will
know,
say though that if me and the dude that I'm talking to right now, if we lived in the same house, we'd both be pregnant right now. I'll put it that way.
Oh wow.
wow,
I've been
what
to
the
knock
whole?
him up,
What some
and
new age
he's been
stuff
to
Wow.
is
knock
that?
me up.
What?
That's tough.
Y'all both be pregnant?
Yep,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna knock him up and he gonna knock me up.
But
That's
why
how
would you
much it's
why
going down.
but you mean that's how much
Oh my
sexual
God.
chemistry y'all have with each other?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Oh
Yeah.
beautiful. That's
wow.
beautiful.
It
Yeah.
really is.
So
And
and
so
then
what are y'all waiting for? Y'all waiting for marriage, or like what are y'all waiting for
um
before, like you
I
said,
al-
y'all
you
living?
know I always said I wasn't getting married.
Okay,
I don't
good.
want to get married. Yeah, I think, that it's just too much. Mm-mm.
Okay.
You want a
Okay.
partner
So
for
you
life,
just
Cool.
your life
Yeah,
partner,
pretty
your
much.
life partner.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
yeah.
Right.
That's
Right
what I
on.
But
want.
what if does he want children or do you want children or neither one?
Well, I'm 46 now, so he already knows that's out the
Oh
picture.
yeah,
And he has
geriatric pregnancy is in the building.
yeah, yeah, nah, I'm not having that. No.
Oh my
And
Okay.
he has two grown daughters. So
Oh, okay. So he good. He good.
he in grandpa's stage now. So
oh.
I'm
Yeah.
cool with
So
being
he could
somebody.
just shoot your club up all day long and nothing gonna happen. So y'all could,
Well, I ain't
Yeah.
gonna say that. I ain't saying he can shoot my club if I ain't
yeah.
menopause yet. But
What
I
Listen,
just
happened?
ain't trying to go there.
practice makes perfect, man. So he might as well start now so he can get used to it, right?
Gotta perfect the 3-point shot.
God, that's it.
Mm-mm-mm.
And let me ask you a question. Do you drink anything like do you drink soda or anything that's like colored dark or whatever? Like, well, I'm just
Hmm.
asking you, Ladon, like
Very rare do I
do you
drink
drink like
soda.
cranberry juice or anything that's like
Yes,
darkly? All
I
right,
drink
so if he
cranberry
shoots your
juice.
club up and he gets you pregnant, you won't know. All you gotta do is drop the morning after pill in there. Your stomach will hurt in about two
Oh
hours, and
my
you will be like
God.
on point.
Wow.
Yeah, trust me, it works.
Listen, I don't.
Especially if it's Coca Cola, because that fish, you won't even know the difference, man.
Wow.
I can't with him. I swear. When
Like,
as soon as
wow.
the intervention line opened up, I'm signing you up.
Listen, all I do is give y'all solutions for everyday life, and y'all sitting here laughing, but this stuff is like helping black people survive, man. He might want to shoot the club up, but don't want, like you say, you got two daughters, man. Slide that morning out, boop, and all you're gonna hear is psst. That's it. You only gonna have gas for like 2 days, and you'll be all right. That's
Oh
just how
my
it works.
God.
That's tough.
Yo, man, that's
Wow.
how it
I'm,
works.
I'm not even
Listen,
gonna ask you how you know that,
no, that's just
but
these are scientific solutions, right? Like I told
uh,
you, one thing about me is like, even though luckily I came from a nuclear black home, but I'm a Capricorn, so we cheap and we're money like we're money savvy. So,
mm,
there's ways of like doing things without having to do it. So morning after pill is $50, and is $50 is way cheaper than 250,000 to raise a kid from 1 to 18 in the
Yeah.
United States of America, right?
real
Just like
talk.
if you're dating a woman with children, I'm not buying them McDonald's, but what I'll do is I'll go to like CVS, Dwayne Reed, or the pharmacy and get melatonin gummies and then put it in a gummy bear bag so they think they eating gummy bears and them kids will be
And
asleep
you
in about 2 hours.
trying to copy the kids.
Those not Cosby no kids. Them kids gonna be watching cartoons in front of that TV and they'll be laid out like it's nothing. They'll just be like, I'm gonna tell you what my
Yo.
grandfather and them used to do. They used to go get red wine and put sugar in it, and these kids would think it was Kool-Aid when they go to about a side piece house, and them kids start singing and going in a circle, and then they'd be like, about 5 minutes later. And then
That's
my
the truth,
grandfather told
though.
me, he said, the more they sleep, the less they eat. So that's just how it works.
Oh my God.
I'm giving you solutions, how to survive in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Favorite dollar right there.
That's it.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Said the
Melatonin,
more they sleep, the less they eat. Oh, ain't
melatonin
that the
gummies,
truth?
melatonin gummies taste just like candy. Them kids gonna be
Wow.
laid out. They might, can I have some more, Mr. Andre? Yeah, girl, you have some more of these gummies.
Popper
Me
and
and your mom
Pepsi.
going in the other room.
That's it. Oh my God.
Oh
Oh
Man, y'all
God.
sick, man.
Oh,
But yeah,
you.
so we've understood today in this quick show that yes, women ghost men more. Why?
no.
Because they're cats. And because
Oh
they figured out that men. Oh, yeah, we didn't figure that out.
No, what we
no.
figured out is that we don't want just any and everybody. So yeah, you might get ghosted depending on what you bring to the table.
See, women. I, I get it. I do get it because women
Y'all
have
would ghost a
now.
woman and she ain't trying to, y'all would
Well,
do it too.
listen, there's women in my phone from 32 years ago. Like, there's women from my phone from grammar school who wouldn't let me take to the 8th grade prom. We always hold hope for these
Wow.
women. Like, we just be like, yo, one day we just be like
That's
at the gym or something,
it.
like, oh, snap, she remember me? Like, yo, who this? Like, yeah, like, men don't give up. Men don't give up, man. That's why I know men don't ghost women. Men, there's always hope, right? Like, men are cruel. Men are snipers. I always
So I
tell.
wonder if
Hmm.
that's why people think that men and women can't really just be friends.
I
There's
would
always
say, okay. I would say, I did. How can I say this? There's no such thing as absolutes, but what I will say is that the chances is slim. I don't think. I think necessarily. I don't. I don't think necessarily they can't be friends. We can't be friends. I would tell you like this though. If as a man, if you got to listen to your woman, if she has a male friend and the male friend dictates her opinion, then he can get into her panty drawers. Period.
mm,
If he could make her cry or laugh, you can cancel Christmas because he has a certain influence over her. Now, if she come home and be like, you know what this crazy nigga said? He's stupid, like on some like that type of thing, then you might like be like, all right, he cool. But if she be like, she come home crying and he like disturbed her with his opinion, I had that happen to me, right? I literally had that
yeah.
happen to me back in like 2008. A woman that I was dating lived in Atlanta, and she one day called me talking about this dude, and this dude was making her cry. And I said to the person, I said, "Why are you concerned with this nigga? Like making, like telling you that
Yeah.
you not cute enough for Andre." I told her then, you're gonna be his lady, and if my name isn't Andre, about 4 months later, that was his lady. They end up getting
Oh
married and
wow.
all time. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. But if the relationship is based off of just like, especially if he got a woman, like, yeah, cool, but if you think the average guy ain't looking,
Just want to
especially
be
if she's
friends?
attractive, right? If she's attractive like you two ladies, if you think these guys are trying to, be your rock be your rock and your confidant, then you're probably wrong about that. You're probably wrong about
Um,
that. And I'm just, keeping it 120.
He can't be Derek Jackson.
Oh Lord Jesus. Yo, Derek
real
Jackson
talk.
is the super villain of women, bro. Like
Yeah,
Derek
yeah.
Jackson hustle. Listen, let me say something. I work out almost every day, and I eat very streamlined. So I'm not saying this to like, I have a decent bodily figure. I have a decent figure. But if you start seeing me talking, as I like to call it, it's called respectability politics. Pull up your pants, get a job, wipe your nose, take your woman out to eat, and rub her feet, and all this
Mm,
crazy stuff. And then the next picture after that is me showing my six pack. You gotta understand what he's doing,
yeah, you
because
right
one,
about
he's
that.
placating to your emotions. He's
Yeah.
placating to what you want to hear, and then he's giving you what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if
I
you
think
know
that.
anyone that's on like social media, you'll know a woman say, "I want me a good man," but then that good man got to be 6'4", 18-inch penis, a perfect hairline, dreads. He got to have a six pack. He got to have an island of his own, a frog, a dog, a solid gold bone. He got to have all these things, right?
He
And
got to
then,
Yeah.
be special ed, right?
right,
Oh my
exactly, he has to
God.
be all of these things. And then it's like, but does that mean he's good though? It's like, yeah, that's what
No.
Jesus wants me to have, right? And that's what he did. He gave you something aesthetically pleasing to your eye, and then gave you nothing but respectability politics. Who himself was not. This man was sleeping with women unprotected. I ain't mad at him, but he was sleeping with these women unprotected, and then telling you don't sleep with a man that ain't fully divorced. And this man is just shooting up these women's clubs. Like, what are we talking
Yes, he
about?
Mm.
was. I wasn't feeling. He was something off about him when I first saw him. I was like,
The
"There's
one
something off
thing,
with this brother."
right, and the one thing I said that was something off about him when I first saw him, I say he's ruining it for me. He's my competition. I'm the one lying to these women. Like, why is he doing it? Like in a different way.
Mm,
You know what
yep.
I'm saying? He's ruining the game. You don't do that,
Can
man.
I
The
tell
game is
you
to be
that's
sold, not
something?
to be told. Go
That's
ahead.
what one of my friends. That's what one of my male friends said. He said that. He was like, he said, "There's something. This brother is just ruining it for everybody. So something ain't right." And I was like,
Mm.
Mhm.
and the more I started looking at him and seeing, hearing the things he says, I was like, why is he catering to women like this so much. What's in it for him? It's something. And then
You
when everything came out, I was like, now I see what it was.
can't even kick the extra point and make it good no more.
Bruh,
That's
man.
crazy.
You can't even give
Why?
him the Willy Bobo, man. Come on,
He done
man.
more than 70 yards, man. Come
Yeah,
on,
man.
brother.
Well,
How
my
much?
people's, I gotta run, but
Yeah. We
I
about to end
enjoyed
the
this
show soon.
conversation.
Yeah, man. Listen, Ladonna, I appreciate you coming on, man. Just like
Of
Skin So
course.
Smooth. Hounded Skin So Smooth. Because I just wanted opposing, and I knew it was like, it just jumped in my head. And hence why I hit Chris up. It just jumped in my head real quick. And I wanted to just have this conversation because I think women, and that's why I wanted women up here. I wanted y'all to tell y'all point of view. I mean, y'all didn't help y'all case. Yeah, y'all go Smith more, but
Anyway, you know what,
y'all,
Gray?
yeah. But I
We,
will say
we,
that it was good to have this dialogue and diatribe, and I always say the goal is to know each other better.
Right.
You
right.
know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
How am I going to lie to you if I don't know you? So I have to be able to know you better in order to like connive and go in your purse while you sleeping. So that's just the facts.
'Cause I need $20. But
And listen, that's
Hit the
just
cash app.
that listen, hit the PayPal. Do the Umar, hit the PayPal. Yo, Umar, I'm gonna do a show next week.
please, can I be on that one about
I
Umar?
might do it on Sunday with Obsession in the studio because I need someone to share their screen because I'm gonna do a show on why I hate Umar Johnson. I'm really
I
gonna do like an hour
want
and
to
a
be
half.
part of that because he crazy.
Umar
Oh,
Johnson is the biggest one of honestly, now that Polite is kind of like out the way and now that Young Pharaoh is like a drug addict, Umar is literally the biggest problem in the black community because
yeah,
he is so full of pseudoscience. He's so outdated with this Pan-African talk. And it's like, bro, you can't tell me about Pan-Africanism if you don't have an African donor to your school. How is your school a Pan-African black school in America and not one of the 54 plus countries in Africa donate to your school?
because
It doesn't
everybody
even,
knows that money going. That's why, and it ain't to
yeah,
that
but
school.
it's sad, man, because Skin So Smooth, even herself, she was in Memphis, she was in Atlanta. When you in the South, right? And you, LaDawn, I think you're in Sweet Yellow Corn,
North
South Carolina or North
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
And
Yeah,
like what you got, like one traffic light down there? Like people in the South, the poverty, the displacement, right? Where I'm at up here, the homelessness. And you tell me about Africa. No, you gotta tell me about here,
that
right?
part
You got to
right
tell me
there.
about why your
Facts.
people are dying here, right? And you talking about a place that you yourself, he meaning him, is not even active in. Number two, none of these people. Think about it. If Pan-Africanism was real, you would have like had at least 5 big endowments from one of these countries, from Ghana, from Senegal, from Nigeria,
I
from
think
Ethiopia, from anywhere. You don't even have a donation from a school. Because if you did, he would make a huge video. Look, family, look. He gotta repeat himself 18
where's
times. Look. Ghana gave us 250,000. We can get HVAC now, family. We can get HVAC now, family. We can
but
get
I'm
HVAC
thinking
now.
but where even is the support from Marcus Garvey's family and Frederick Douglass family?
He
Like
is
they not
not.
even
Yeah,
supporting the
listen,
movement.
let me show you something and then we'll end the show. This is why I have to do this show. Before I stop, because me and Umar, I don't know if you've seen it, LaDawn, like me and Umar would go at it. And then he'll block me and then he'll unblock me. But one of the last times me and him went at it, he said 2 of the dumbest things you'll ever hear. One, he said it was a lady who was interviewing him on the radio, but he was broadcasting it live on his end. And the lady said, well, since you're on this like radical approach to education, she was like, are you still going to be able to get funded by the state of Delaware? And he goes, no. He said, but what you don't understand, I don't need to be funded by the state of Delaware or accredited by the state of Delaware. I can be accredited just by the city of Wilmington with inside of it. So she was like, then he was like, I'm going to be 100% black funded. So she was like, well, is that going to be enough to actually pay staff and have operations? This fool said, what you don't know, ma'am, is that I got millions and thousands of emails in my inbox of parents telling me they're going to uproot their lives and move to Wilmington for their kids to come to school. Now let's look at something like this. I can't tell Skin So Smooth to bake a cake, right? And then I mean I can't tell her to get cake icing and we ain't got cake batter, right? So it's like, yo, we're
Right.
gonna bake a cake. Here's the cake icing. And you like, where the cake? Right. And
Right.
that's what he just said. He said, I'm gonna have people uproot their lives to come to Wilmington to a school that doesn't even exist.
Yes, right.
Why would a
And that's
parent
how you
why would a parent email you and tell you I'm gonna uproot my life and go to your school, which you don't even have funding for, which they could just say, I'm giving you the donations to open up the school, then I will uproot my life. So that was one, and he had no answer for that. Then number two, the fool on another radio show, which he was broadcasting live, the dude said, the guy, and these guys who interview him are literally his groupies. This radio show out of Philadelphia, they're literally his groupies. But the dude said about like, are you gonna be like, you think about busing? This dude said, yeah, I'm gonna bus him from Baltimore, Philadelphia, Chester. Do you understand? It takes an hour and a half to get from Baltimore to where his school is at. So he was like, yeah. He gets into his little respectability. I'm good, better than you politics talk. He was like, parents, get your lazy butt up and get your child up at 5 a.m. so they can attend the Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, Marla Gibbs, Sherman Hemsley school. I'm just like, so you gonna wake up your kid up at 4 a.m. to catch an hour and a half bus ride to come to school, to be there till 3 o'clock, to take an hour and a half bus ride in traffic. Now that's peak hours now when they leave
yes, it
school,
is.
to get back to Baltimore, to be dead tired, to just to go to bed at 7 o'clock, to wake up at like
Makes no sense.
Make no.
like Umar is literally a joke. Like
Yeah, he's not thinking his lies through enough.
yo, he's
He's really not.
literally a caricature of himself. You know, at least when he first came out, he was on some like pseudo Black Power shit. It was like he was somewhat of a historian. Now he just uses like platitude history to like he'll go, you don't know where this place. This is August 15th, the day Frederick Douglass got the part put in his head right here in Buffalo. Like, what does Frederick Douglass haircut got to do with your school? And on this date, right? And I got a bunch of videos that I'm gonna show when we do this. When we find, I probably won't do it with Obsession because I want to use when I'm with Obsession. I want to like have these like discussions like we having tonight, and especially in studio where we all be on camera, and like have these real because Obsession is hilarious. So
Yeah, he is. He's funny.
yeah, he needs Jesus, but yo, Chris, I'm still laughing at him talk about how the woman in his church like flashed her breast in the car with him in the McDonald's drive-thru.
Yo, that's
And I said to him, I said, bro, you ain't put no honey mustard on it? I said, bro, I don't care if we just left church or not. I'm motorboating them things.
yeah.
But he it's funny, yo. Obsession lived a million lives, man. He lived you looking at the only dude who like he has this thing that, and Chris know because we did the show about how the crack era ruined Black relationships. This man was like in the middle of the crack era and sold it. He went to school for technology, right? Then he's a world-renowned DJ fashion shows and runways, right? Then the man was a part of a church. He said he went to every Sunday for every 5 years. Then it's just like Obsession.
He done been around the
Yo,
world.
Obsession it's like me, I've traveled the world, but I mean, Lord Jesus, I ain't do half the stuff he did. Like it's
I love to hear his story.
I will tell you this though. If social media existed in 2000, from 2006 to about 2010, when I was dressing these rappers and traveling the world, and like really like the stories, like y'all wouldn't even understand. Like if social media existed then, like the stuff I seen and did. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was telling my man Eugene, who was on yesterday, I'm building the podcast organically with people that we can talk to first before I bring in my celebrity friends, because I don't do the groupie thing, but I'm gonna do it once we get enough of y'all to have y'all opportunity to, I don't want to be one of them niggas where y'all saw me the other day, and then y'all in my inbox, yo, Dre, I love the show, and I act like I ain't see the message. Like how niggas get when they around celebrities. I don't
Yes,
want
Yeah.
to do
yes,
that,
yes,
so
yes.
that's why I get everybody in now, so we all can be like a conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yes.
gonna basically offer my channel to like Chris or whoever that wants to like do shows and take they spill. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, once again, ladies are cats, and they ghost us, and they don't care about us, man. And don't forget, the best way to the best way to get the woman you want, guys, is just lie to them, because they want to be lied to. If they didn't want to be lied to, they wouldn't wear makeup. If they didn't want to be lied to, they wouldn't have filters on their pictures. If they didn't want to be lied to, they wouldn't go to Victoria's Secret or La Perla and get lingerie to make love to you, knowing that you don't care. You just want to see the stuff on the floor. You don't care what she's wearing. You don't care if she's wearing a string or a damn hula hoop around her waist. But they want to be lied to, right? So, guys, always understand, the best man is the best liar. And, you just got to, tell her the truth, which is a lie. Tell her you like her cooking. Tell her you actually want to hear about her day at work. No, baby, your breath doesn't stink in the morning. Just they want to hear that. Okay, don't be rude. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be condescending. This is your woman, right? At least the one that you with right now. So don't be none of those things that is.
Just don't mess it up, guys.
Don't mess it up, man. Chris, you got anything to say to the men before we go? And then let the ladies close out. Ladies last. No, I'm just playing. I said ladies last.
Be yourself, and don't talk too much. If she gonna give him to you, just follow right along. You gotta play puppy and
Ooh.
get it. You know what I mean? It's a strategy.
That nigga said play puppy.
All I saw was Will Scrappy.
You get it. You can do whatever you want, man. But just you gotta play the role for the part.
Yep, that's true. That's true. All right, so Smooth Skin. Thank you. I appreciate you for joining us heathens.
You're welcome, and I enjoyed it.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was therapeutic, right? I told you it was therapeutic.
Yes, it was. You know what? I enjoyed it. I really did.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
That's great. Yep.
That's dope.
I'm gonna do it again.
Peace.
Yep.
Well,
Dope.
peace, my people. It was awesome as always, Dre. Every time I see you on social media, hey Dre, I love you, Dre. You
see, the beautiful thing about you, LaDawn, is you see me when I'm a nerd, when I have to like break out the old Andre and like talk in different languages and show history, and then you see me now where I'm doing the Lord's work and trying to lead you women in the right direction. Because, I'm, as I always say, you ladies are divided, misguided, and undecided. And I just came to the game to give you some direction, some information, and some inspiration to put the proper bank donation into my money situation. So that's really what I'm here for. That's really what I'm here for, man. I've came back from the past to save black people. So that's just what it is. Oh, listen, I ain't pimping, man. I'm doing the Lord's work, man. But I appreciate you on such short notice, LaDawn, man. Y'all, I don't know if Sweet Smooth Succulent Skin has Facebook, but you can share this video. I'll send the link so you can share it for your girls to hear you tell your truth. Same thing with you, LaDawn. Share. I'm gonna send the YouTube link so you can share it on your page as well. But man, I appreciate it. We'll figure out a title for Andre After Dark next week, because we did what we did Tuesday, Wednesday, today's Thursday. So that was dope. We did Megan Thee Stallion, which I think was a very good conversation. I'll send it to you. You're gonna like that one, because we were discussing, would Lizzo be as sexually aggressive and like showing her butt and spread eagle, if people like Cardi and Megan, who are more socially accepted as far as they looks, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you do it if these women weren't doing it? You understand? Because the woman can play the flute, right? Like, she's an actual talented woman, but why do we have to see the egg
All of that.
stains between you. Right. I don't need to see that. And then
Mm.
yesterday we talked about dating in the church versus dating us heathens, right? Where the Lord came out of me
Mhm.
yesterday. And and today, we had a good conversation with Ja about, and with Chris with about, who's goes who more. And Randy said she was going to join because she said she had actual empirical data, which I know she don't. So we might actually do it again on Sunday if you want to join, LaDawn. You know what I'm saying? We
Yes,
might actually do that again
definitely.
on Sunday, even though I don't know what obsession opinion is on that one as far as who goes who more. But yeah, we can do that on Sunday. But on that note, man, I appreciate all of y'all. And it's
All
time for me
right.
to dream
Peace, my
about Oprah
people.
cutting me a check, even though I don't
Peace,
mess with Oprah like
ladies.
that. And
Yeah,
peace to you, beautiful women. All right.
peace to
Don't
you
get
too.
pregnant
Okay.
tonight and don't get your man pregnant tonight, okay? When you say you knocking
I'll
that nigga
pray.
up.
Wow.
All right,
All
yo.
right, y'all. Peace and
All
love.
right, peace.